Hey, it's Jay, and I'm here today with a video about a book I wrote from the ages 14 to 16, and that is The Half-Life of Sarah Morrison. Now, this is the only printed copy I have, and now is just for motivation for finishing other books from printed from CreateSpace. And I'm quite, even though it's a simple cover, I'm proud of the cover and like how it's arranged. Yeah. So as I said, I started this book when I was about 14 in my freshman year of high school, and I finished it when I was 16. I didn't physically finish it when I was 16, but I knew how I would finish it when I was 16, and I didn't write the last like couple paragraphs until I was 18, but I'm saying it's 16. This is a book about a girl with depression, because as you guys know, I talk about mental illness in several of my stories, like Questions Nobody Ever Asks with anxiety, but this is a book about depression. I wrote it in journal form, so it has like dates and times. Like usually I hate journal forms, but I figured that this would be the best way to convey like the character's innermost thoughts. And the timestamps are so that like when there's an outrageous time she's awake, it shows like her depression and being unable to sleep and like other effects depression has on her. Right now for the book, I'm probably never going to get an actual book of it published. I'm thinking of making it a screenplay because I feel like certain scenes in the book would be better done as a visual moving picture. And like there are just like I feel like I have a lot of songs that I have found that go with it really well that I would love to have in the movie. So basically it's about this girl named Sarah Morrison who goes from her freshman year of high school to like before her junior year or something, from 14 to 16, and it's just her dealing with depression and trying to find the source of it and trying to find a support group without seeming needy because she hates to rely on other people. But she is usually the shoulder for other people to cry on. When I was only like a few dozen, I was only about 70 pages in or something when I started for some reason changing it from like the journal form to like text form still in the journal form, and I hated that. If I did ever go back and edit this, I would fix that first thing because that did not end up very well. But there's a character in here named Hal who says at one point that when he has experienced depression, which is nowhere near as bad as Sarah's, that depression was kind of like having half a life because you're still alive but you're not really living to your fullest potential, and that you are kind of catatonic and stuff. So that's why it's the half-life of Sarah Morrison, because for several years she's basically a shell of a human. And here there's a letter to her best friends that she writes when she's about 15, or about to turn 15, and she basically just spells it out for them like, hey, I hate this, I'm sorry, but I have depression and I need to tell you guys because I tell you everything. And there were 3 things that she was scared they were gonna do. She was scared they were gonna ignore it, tell her parents, or like one of them who's super religious. She was scared that she was gonna like invite her to church, and one of them did all 3. Like one invited her to church. She's like, I appreciate it, but I'm not really the religious type. One kind of ignored it, didn't really say much about it, and then one called her, or was texting her, and she didn't have a phone on her. She was downstairs with her parents, and she called her house, and she's like, what? And Sarah kind of like played it off like she had to go upstairs and get a homework book to help her so that her parents wouldn't overhear. When I started writing this, I was also dealing with a lot of shit that honestly, like, a lot of the stuff I went through, Sarah also went through. And the first paragraph in the entire book was the angstiest thing I have ever read. Each day at night when I'm alone, I swear I get worse. get dragged deeper into depression, into this loneliness that is my personal hell. My personal hell. My mind. I have no siblings. My best friends are either busy or can't hang out, with the rare occasion where Aaron comes over. I wrote a song about Aaron, Amber, and Jordan. It seems that when I play guitar and write songs, I escape. But later, when I revisit the lyrics and what they mean, I start to go into my pit of loneliness. It's so angsty. And, like, it's so bad, but this was the first novel I tried to seriously start writing. Like, I had done attempts in middle school, but it never got beyond, like, 2 chapters. And this was, like, a 52,000 word book. It wasn't the first book I finished, but it was the first book I, like, tried to seriously work on, other than Power of the Zoes. And so I'm proud of it. And, like, I'm proud of, my portrayal of mental illness in this, because it is very personal. And, like, while I'm proud of this, it's a lot of material stuff that really, like, it reeks of 14 and 15-year-old angst and problems, and it's so, that's why I'm, like, I've pretty much shelved this for the time being, but I might write the screenplay for it and have that be the first, like, attempt at writing a real movie. And hopefully, if I do that, the voice will be a lot more mature. So that's all I've got for today. If you have experience with depression, tell me down below, and we can have those shared experiences. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more bookish, authorly activism content like this. I upload every Wednesday and Saturday. Down in the descriptions are links to my social medias, including Goodreads and Tumblr, and I will see you in another video. Thanks for watching.